everybody, and welcome to the Closet Maid Webcast. I'm your host, Raina Seitel, and I'm so excited to be joined by another TV host and licensed contractor, John DeSilvia. Hey, John.
How you doing, Raina?
Great to be next to you.
Oh, thank you.
Spring is finally here, thank goodness, amen.
Yeah.
And that means renewal, getting our bodies back in shape, and also some cleaning, getting organized, getting rid of the clutter. You're here to talk to us about closets. Why? I have so many bags and shoes, so I am guilty of stuffing everything into my closet like so many other people. Why do we all have problems with our closets?
I think especially women, they do a lot of shopping, right? So you have a lot of stuff to store, and you're probably not using Closet Maid. The Closet Maid systems are incredible. I mean, look at this right back here.
This is a beauty.
This is Shelf Track Elite, and it's really inexpensive, very easy to install, and you'll create double the closet space that you currently have with this system.
Music to my ears. I'm noticing that there's some laminate and some wires. So talk to me about the materials used.
Yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds because it's a wire shelf system, but with these wood faces, you really create a high-end look with a wire shelf. It's really brilliant. It's my favorite part of the whole system.
And it's easy, you say?
Very, very easy. Top track gets hung off the studs, and then everything else hangs off of that, and it just makes it really easy for any DIYer.
Wow, great. Well, enough of my questions because I could go on for hours. This is really about our video community.
That's right.
And people are talking to us today from Skype, via Facebook. Everybody's chatting with John today. So let's get to our first Skyper, Chantel, and she has a blog, shant3llo.com. How are you, Chantel?
Good. How are you?
We're good. I'm here with John, the expert, and I know that you have a question for him, so take it away.
Okay. I just installed a Closet Maid shelf tray system. It was super easy to install, and it makes my closet a lot more organized. But I was wondering if there was anything I could add on to make it more organized and keep it organized.
Yeah, you could use a valet rod, belt and tie racks, and then also you could use these bins that you see here. They really help you organize your closet, just make it a little bit more tighter.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. Thanks,
Great.
Chantel. Now we're going to go to Facebook, and Ella writes into us. She says she wants to know what is the best way to organize wire shelves. She says, I feel like my clothing falls through the gaps. That's no good.
Well, that's a real easy fix. You either use a shelf liner or a closed mesh shelf. This will stop anything from falling through the middle of the wire shelf.
Got it. Very, very interesting. And also the bins seem to be a really handy accessory too.
Well, yeah, if you put stuff in a bin, it's never going to fall through the bin, so that's another way to stop it as well.
Yeah, great. Let's go to our next Skyper. Hey, Jenna, can you hear us?
Hi, how are you? I can hear you.
Great, and you have a blog, sasinteriors.net. John is here joining me today, live in the flesh, so what do you want to know?
Hi, John.
Hello.
I'm an interior designer and blogger, but also a typical homeowner and mom of two who gets overwhelmed with closet clutter. What tips or suggestions do you have to start the decluttering process?
Well, you know, if you have a small closet, you want to use a wire shelf system, just like the one you see behind me. It's very versatile. And if you have a master bedroom closet, a large walk-in, you want to use Closet Maid's Impressions line. This will give you the look of a real high-end closet, but without the cost. You could stack your drawers and just create any kind of space you want.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you. I've actually used the Impressions line recently for a DIY master closet makeover and was very impressed with the system. What other closet lines do you have? I know that's a higher end, but what do you also recommend for like a super affordable Closet Maid line?
Well, this system behind me, the Shelf Track Elite, is pretty much the best of both worlds. It gives you a high-end look, but without the high-end price. And I just showed someone previously, I mean, you take these wire racks, you put this front on it, and this is a new product, slide it right over the front of the wire shelf, and voila, you have a high-end look.
Oh, very helpful. That's very interesting. Thank you. And I have one more question for you, too. I have a 6-foot wide foyer closet that duels as a space for coats as well as a pantry. What recommendations do you have for organizing that type of a closet?
A dual closet.
A dual closet. Well, for a dual closet, I like to break up my closets in a third. So on the left-hand side, let's say, start with a double stackable rods. And in the middle, I want to store all my bulky stuff. And then on the right-hand side, you want a single rod where you can hang your longer stuff. And if you're not looking to hang stuff on the right side, just use cubicles, and that'll really open up the space and give you a little bit more versatility.
And Jenna, you said you were also an interior designer, but for those of us who aren't skilled contractors or interior designers, Closet Maid has made it very simple for people like me to go online and really tailor a closet to my dimensions.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
absolutely. When I worked on the impressions line, it was a total DIY. It was very easy to put together, and the directions were wonderful. So it looks amazing, and it looks like completely designer custom look for a whole entire DIY project. I was thrilled with it.
It looks great. Your before and afters are amazing, I have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. But I can do it too then.
anyone can do it. Right? Anyone. Seriously,
no
anyone can do it.
excuse.
It's really easy.
Yeah, well, great. Thank you, Jenna, so much for sharing with us
Thank
today.
you so much.
Thank you. And on to Facebook now. We have another question. This one is from Margie, and she asks, John, how can I utilize the height of my closet? I have 9-foot ceilings, but still need things to be accessible. Very good question.
Well, this is my #1 tip. You never want to underestimate the vertical space you have in your closet. So store stuff on the highest shelf. You could store a ton of stuff up there. And basically what you want to do is put your seasonal stuff up there. It's out of the way, and when you need to get to it, it's pretty easy to get to as well. Stuff that you use all the time, keep front and center so it's easy to get to.
And label. Labeling's a good thing.
Label is a good thing, because if you look at those bins right now, you might not know what's in them, but if you label them, you'll know exactly where everything's at.
So you store, if it's, now we're coming up on spring, store all the winter stuff up high.
Exactly.
I do that at the end of the season. What's wrong with me? I need you to come over. We have another question from Daniela, I think on Facebook, and she says she has an awkward master closet. It was built over the garage, so the side walls are very short, just barely tall enough to hang a shirt. Yikes. And the ceilings are slanted. It's a walk-in closet with a full-size wall at the back. Any ideas on the best way to utilize this space?
Yeah, this could be really challenging, but take the longest wall that you have and install something just like this. Maximize the space. You're going to double the space on that wall with this system. And then in the shorter walls, you want to use base cabinets. And you could stack them up as high as you need, as high as you can, and that'll really maximize the space in this awkward closet that you have.
And what is a base cabinet?
A base cabinet, the heights range from 18 inches, and you could build them up in increments. So you could stack them on top of each other. You know what? Let me just show you this. This is a base cabinet that is hanging off the standards.
Wow.
Okay? That's a cubicle, and you could literally just stack these on top of each other to create the height that you want.
And this also would be good for an entryway, to put your shoes in the entryway.
Yeah, it's
jackets,
fantastic. Drop
shirts,
zone.
Drop zone, yeah. Talk to me about that, the drop zone,
Yeah,
John.
drop zone. You know what a drop zone is? You
No.
have kids, right?
I have one child.
the
Yeah,
kids
there's
come
frozen
in.
stuff everywhere.
Even I come in and I just drop my stuff wherever I walk in through that entry door. Put a cubicle there, and then you'll get your kids to drop their clothes in the cubicle as opposed to on the floor.
Instead
And
of
if-
nagging them to pick
yes.
their stuff up.
Yeah, and if you can get them to do that, I think that's a win.
That's a win, that's a win. Now, we are gonna go to Skyper Lauren from midgetmama.com. Hey Lauren, can you hear us?
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, and you're going to talk to us today about your kids and getting them to clean up after themselves. We were just discussing that.
Yes. In our house, it's kind of a challenge because we haven't got any organization going on at all in the closet, as you can see. There's clothes that have to be gone through. My son and my daughter are in one room, and they share a closet, and then that's my oldest daughter's room, which everything is just everywhere.
Everything is everywhere. So, John, what is your advice?
My advice is Shelf Track Elite. Install this system in your kid's closet. And I could see from this that it really is a mess. You need to create more space within that closet, and this will give you double the space. And then also, you want to get your kids involved? Use bins. They come in all different colors. When you do the laundry, put your kids' laundry in that basket and tell them to put it away. They get inspired, you know. You start to teach them lessons early in life.
That's good. 2 for 1. Clean up and teach lessons. And I do believe, though, that they feel a sense of accomplishment, you know, when they're putting their stuff away.
Yeah, it becomes fun for them.
Absolutely. What do you think about that, Lauren?
I like that idea, especially that we have, if you've seen like all the boxes that are in the closet, it's actually clothes for my kids for when they get older, and I pass all the clothes down so that we're looking for something to do so it's not so ugly having those giant boxes in there.
So yeah, so how do we replace boxes with something that looks a bit more sophisticated?
Need I say more? I mean, these drawers are fantastic. It's a real fancy box, right? That slides out,
It's
very
beautiful.
easy to use, easy to install, and the cubicles are great as well, and the bins help a lot as well.
The bins help a lot. So that's really good advice. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. I hope
Thanks
this
for
advice helped.
Having me.
Yeah, send
Thanks, it does.
send us an after shot.
I will do.
Great. And now that we talked about kids, closets, it's time that we talk about some other rooms in the house. Irina from ilovemykids.net is here. Hey, Irina, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So nice to be with you today. And I have John standing by to answer your question.
Hi, John. How
Hi,
are you?
Irina, I'm good. How you doing?
I know that you used recently some Closet Maid products. Do you want to talk to us about your experience?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Yes, my experience was amazing. My daughter and I were looking over her bedroom. I'm in her bedroom right now, and realized that she doesn't have enough spaces to keep all her doll clothes, toys, books, and other things. We didn't have any options in terms of when it came to furniture. So when we got our 8-cube cubicle from Closet Maid, you see it right here?
I see
I have
it.
to
Looks
say,
good.
I never saw a young girl get so excited over the piece of furniture before. So she was explaining to my husband that she could not wait for him to put it together so she can start organizing her room. I have to tell you, it feels so good. Your daughter is interested in keeping her rooms neat and organized. So when we put it together in my daughter's room, she went to work putting all her dolls, clothes, stuffed animals, everything into the cubes. So ever since we got our cubicle, she keeps her room neat and organized. So John, can you recommend even more? Like, what else can you do in terms of to organize the rooms in your house?
Well, you know, you want to create a drop zone like I was discussing earlier with you. Instead of your kids walking in through the front door, or even your husband, maybe yourself, just dropping stuff on the floor or on the couch, create that drop zone. Use cubicles so that when you walk in through the entry door, you're putting stuff into the cubicle instead of on the floor. And this will help declutter your home.
That's very good advice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for sharing. We have one more Facebook challenge. Look at these pictures, John. Jean wrote in last night and she said this is her master closet. She clearly has issues with space and how to access everything she needs. Where should she start? Perhaps the doors.
First thing you have to do is get rid of those sliding doors because they really close off the space. Install bifold doors. That'll open up the whole space, makes it really user-friendly. And again, install this system. Shelf Track Elite. It'll give you double the closet space, and it's very inexpensive and better than anything, easy to install.
Easy to install, and also I want to point out that it's if your kids grow, right? So we're talking about young kids, toddlers, they can then put their stuff on the bottom, but if they get older, the system can grow with your children.
Yeah, that's what's so great about it, the versatility. I mean, I could remove this shelf and 2 seconds and put it up at any elevation that I want it. So it could grow with your kids.
That's great. Well, this was so informative. You're coming home with me after this program.
Let's go.
I really want to thank our Skypers, our Facebook friends for writing in and communicating with us. And thank you, John DeSilvia, for all your great tips.
Thank you.
For more information, check out closetmaid.com. Bye, everybody.